What do you consider multitasking? Holding a cup of coffee, driving, and adjusting mirrors? Is that multitasking? I got an alarm going on. No, that's Beau's alarm. Okay. It is 06 something, which, do you know what the O stands for? That's, oh my God, it's early. Thank you, Robin Williams. Alright. So we're on our way to pick up more Jeep parts. Today, we're driving a little over 4 hours east to pick up a 1976 F-150 Dana 44 high pinion front axle for the TJ. I can't call it the El Diablo TJ anymore because he's considering changing the name now. More on that later. Take a little road trip. Alright, I gotta apologize for this. I had the camera in the mount and I didn't even really think about it. I just hit record. And I guess it was focused on the duck on the dash for most of the trip. I figured out later and we get it resolved, so just bear with me. Hey, we've been on the road for about 45 minutes. Sun's up the rest of the way. Looks like it's going to be a really bright, sunny day. Beau's asleep in the back seat. Situation normal. We got Magpie with us today. Yeah, say hi, Magpie.
Hi.
See, she said hi. She didn't even wave or nothing. She didn't lean over into the camera, nothing. She's just like all conked out too. Anyway, I just figured, you know, we done showed you a little bit of the road. We'd show you a little bit of my ugly face and check back with you in a bit. You want to talk about first world problems? Let's talk about some first world problems. Number one, we own like 9,000 little thermos coffee cup things, right? With a little lid on it, a little sip and go, keep your coffee warm while you're going. This morning, every cup got pulled out of the cabinet. Could not find a single freaking lid. So, the only way I had to bring coffee with me was the big freaking mom thermos thing coffee cup. Who needs a coffee cup this big? Okay? So I'm using it as a thermos without a lid because couldn't find any. First world problems, I'm telling you. Have a good day. Mighty fine can full corn of coffee right there if I do say so myself. Got a little mule kick going. A little bit froggy out here on this side of the state. We've been on the road for about 2 hours and 10 minutes or so. We are about an hour and 50 minutes, might as well say 2 hours away from a destination. We've used half a tank of gas, and that's basically the update from the road. Y'all have a good day. We'll be back in a minute. Don't go nowhere because this is like just a 2-second split. Hour and a half to go. We are now entering the foothills of the Ozark Mountains. What are the Ozark Mountains? Well, it's a really old mountain range for anybody that doesn't know. They're kind of wore down, but they're still tall enough to be considered mountains. And what are they famous for? Well, they are famous for moonshine, hillbillies, and marrying your cousin. That ain't no kind of good at all. All you seen is trees. There's a pretty shot out there in the distance of all the mountains and the majestic and the American flag waving and big old bald eagles everywhere. Well, okay, maybe not that, but it was a better shot than looking at the glare off the back of a windshield of a Honda. great thank you to everybody who's commented on our videos lately. Got quite a few of them. I read all the comments, I answer all of them, or at least reply to them in one way or another. Got a fly in here and it's just driving me nuts, you know. It's sorry, squirrel, you know. But you know, y'all want to like the videos, give the old thumbs up, you know. I don't know anybody would ever share any of them with anybody, but if you do, you know, that'd be great, you know. But I really like the comments because I like to know what y'all think. You know, if y'all want to cuss me out, go ahead. I don't really respond to those because, you know, might just add fuel to a fire that, you know, most people that make the comments don't know me, so they don't know what we're going through, and I don't know them. So I don't want any bad blood or, you know, any kind of conflict there, you know. But y'all want to comment, I'll comment back, you know, ask me questions, give me insight, you know, say, hey, you should really talk more, you should talk less, or show more of this, or show less of that, you know, whatever, because, I mean, I don't know what I'm doing, you know, I mean, let's face it, I'm not a professional, you know, I don't do this for a living. I do this so that, you know, in 20 years when my mind is gone and I can't remember how to tie my shoes and I'm wearing Velcro, that, you know, I mean, I can look back on this, I'm like, hey, I did that, you know. I mean, it's just a part of life. You know, I mean, it used to be you took Polaroid. Well, before that, you took 110s. Remember those? The 110 camera had the little flash cube you had to put on the top. You got 4 pictures. Then you had to change flash cube and put a new one on. There were 35 pictures on the roll. I always thought that was stupid. Then you went to Polaroids and you had to take a picture. Everybody knows that. You had like 1,500 photo albums full of pictures that you have no idea where you took them, why you took them, or anything like that, but you took them. Well, you know, nowadays everybody takes digital photos on your phone because everybody's got a freaking movie theater in their pocket, and not necessarily a movie theater, I guess it'd be a production theater in their pocket. So, you know, that's just what I'm doing. I'm just making videos to remind myself and explain the process, and most of the stuff I record doesn't even wind up in the video. Y'all don't even get to see it. So, you know, y'all just tell me what y'all want to see. I mean, don't complain about my dipping because I don't complain about what you do. You know, everybody has their vice and I dip. Deal with it. That's emerging traffic. Hold on. I found that people in Arkansas, much like people in Oklahoma, but blinkers are an option, and that's okay. But when you're doing 80 and 85, blinkers help, you know. I think the main difference between people that drive in Arkansas and people that drive in Oklahoma is we don't use blinkers either, but we give like a car length and a half. Here they're like half a Volkswagen, and yeah, I got room, and that's okay. But when you're on a 2-lane divided highway where there's like mountain drop off on one side and huge ditch on the other, you kind of want to give a little bit of warning, okay? Maybe it's just me, maybe it's because I'm getting older, I don't know. I'm sure I used to drive the same way. I mean, I'm over half a century and I still don't use my blinkers most of the time. I figure if there's nobody there, why use the electricity? Alright, little update from the road. We're about 25 minutes away from our final destination. Please put all your trays and seats in the upright position and blah, 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 blah. Basically, we just turned off of I-40. We are now on some little 2-lane blacktop, headed out into the middle of nowheres. Alright, we got here to the guy's house. We had to wait a little bit. I guess he's got a car show going on today, so he was there. And we had to wait on him to get here. And the only way I have to contact him is through Messenger. I don't have a phone number or anything, but he is now here. And we are on our way back to his shop to look at the axle. And you kind of hate to say look at it because we drove all this way. I doubt that we're going to drive all the way home without buying it. But let's see if they'll let us record, and we'll go from there. All right, so we're standing here with John. John's the individual that I bought that Beau bought the Dana 44 out from under. And take a look at this. You want to talk about some history? Let's see, we got 1, 2, 3, 4 early Broncos. We got over there 57 two-door post.
There's 2 Broncos and a 71 F100 sitting out there.
There you go. 2 more Broncos and a 100 out there. There's, I believe it was a coupe Mustang sitting out front. I mean, you look around this place and it's like, you know, hillbilly heaven right here, because I'd walk up in here and drill and just stare at the freaking parts shelf he's got up there. I mean, from here it looks like he's got every piece of chrome trim you'd need. But we'll be back in a minute.
You're what?
Alright, so as you saw, we picked up the axle and we just headed back 2 hours back west, pick up Thump. After we get him picked up, we'll go another 2 hours west, drop these 2 yahoos off at the house because
Yahoos, one Yahoo.
she slept all morning, then she chugged a Monster.
I didn't drink all of that yet.
And literally the cab of this
Bouncing
Gladiator
off the
is
wall.
not big enough.
Bouncing off the walls.
There's no walls in here, idiot. I hit
See
my
what I
one
mean?
again. Oh, dang it.
Alright, so a little bit about what we had going on and some of the things we're looking for in the future. I don't know, we were just talking a minute ago about, you know, y'all comment on stuff, so here's one for you. I have a question for y'all, and y'all feel free to hit me up in the comments. I'll respond. I've got a Patreon that I've had for, geez, I don't know, probably 10 years, you know. I've had it longer than I've had Canfield Corner. How's that? And I thought about going through and setting up a Patreon account so that, for Canfield Corner, you know, just because I've already got the account, I just have to make a separate page just for Canfield Corner. And that way, some of this video that I throw away or that doesn't make it in there, a lot of times I'll start making a video and I get busy and I forget to record it, so there's little snippets in there that don't really fit into any other video. So, you know, I thought about, you know, I could put those up on there and kind of give y'all a little more in-depth back look at what we do. But when you go through and you look at all the Patreon little do's and don'ts, you know, all their suggestions, it tells you in there that Patreon should be your #1 platform, which I get it, you know. There's people that do a Patreon, however you say it, I don't know, I'm a hillbilly. But they say that if that's going to be your deal and you're going to do one, then that needs to be your main platform, because, you know, on Patreon, people come through and they pay for, you know, basically content that they don't get anywhere else, okay? So that being the case, you don't want to post on Instagram or Facebook or, I guess, the platform formerly known as Twitter. I like that better than X because, you know, I'm an old Prince fan. But anyway, you know, so you don't do it on there, you don't do it on YouTube, you don't post on YouTube and all these other places because you're giving stuff away for free. And, you know, it's that whole, you know, why buy milk when the cow's free kind of deal, which I understand that. I get their concept of why you don't do that, but at the same time, I'm like, you know what? The people that follow me because of Instagram, or they follow me because of YouTube. I don't really Facebook. I basically have Facebook for Marketplace. I mean, we do have a Facebook page. I have a personal Facebook page. But I don't really post there because I don't care for the drama that is on Facebook. And because of that, you know, I don't do it. Look, we're about to be passed by a Gladiator, got more ducks on his dash than a Toys R Us. That's kind of funny. Speaking of that, I know it's a squirrel, but I'm not really a big duck fan. If you're a Jeeper and you do the whole duck thing, that's up to you. That's fine. If somebody gives me a duck, that's great. I don't have, like 9,000 ducks on my dash just because I don't like things on my dash. Now, we're currently in Amanda's Gladiator, so yes, earlier you saw the head of a duck in there, and she has ducks on her dash. It's her Jeep, she can do what she wants. Mine, I don't care for stuff on my dash. I don't care for a top. I don't care for doors. All honesty, I need a seat, a steering wheel, and a go pedal, and you know, I'm good to go. Get back to the whole Patreon thing. So, you know, hit me up down in the comments. You think it'd be a good idea? You think it'd be a bad idea? I mean, it's all set up. I just haven't hit the publish yet because, you know, I'm just flabbergasted that, you know, there's 200 people that follow us on YouTube, and I thank every one of you. I realize that the content that I put out there isn't what everybody else does, you know, so like I said, from the bottom of my heart, thank you. Would I like to have more people? Absolutely. Am I gonna just throw YouTube in the trash and quit posting stuff if I don't get more followers? Not at all. Because like I said, I'm not doing this to be YouTube famous. I'm doing this so that later on down the line I can look back and remember, you know, and I can see the progress from step 1 to step 9,000 or whatever it winds up being, you know. So anyway, like I said, just give me a comment down below if you think that doing a Patreon would be a good idea. So stopped along the way, picked up Thump. Remember to grab everybody else. We just stopped off here in Sallisaw, gonna get us a little Mexican eating. I'm gonna throw some carnitas down my throat. I don't know about everybody else, but why are you laughing? Anyway, we'll tell you how the food is. Y'all ever through here? What's this place called? Hold on, what's it called? It's called Mexican cuisine. That's all it says. So, I don't know. So it looks like, oh wait a minute, that's like blurry as all get out. There you go. So it looked like Thump got some kind of nacho. Maggie got the same nachos. Beau got like that. It's flat. I don't know. I think it's a bean burrito with beans and rice. I got carnitas because, you know, pig's ass pork. Alright, how was the Mexican restaurant we ate at? Well, what'd you think, Thump? Sounds good. What'd you think, Maggie?
It's okay.
It was okay. Beau? It was okay. Me personally, it reminded me, you know, you have like Mexican food, then you have like Tex-Mex, then you have Mexican food for white people. It was definitely Mexican food for white people. There was a big hunk of jalapeno sitting on my plate. I'm like, oh yeah. Gave me a bite of it. It was pickled. I'm sorry, but any restaurant that serves pickled jalapenos is like it's down here. I mean, I had carnitas, obviously. It was like pork roast with no spices. I mean, I ate it, but you know, what do you say? Like about a 7 out of 10, maybe a 7.5. I mean, regardless of how,
There wasn't service.
I sort of say, regardless of how the food was, I mean, at least the service sucked. I mean, literally, I didn't get a refill the whole time. Alright, so one of the other things we got going on is, some of y'all know, some of y'all don't. We have our own coffee company. We've had it for maybe a year now. Maybe not quite a year. It's probably been closer to about 9 months, but you know, close enough for me to call it a year. And we sell some coffee, and then we go times when we don't sell coffee. And I'm not trying to push our coffee. If you like coffee, you want to try some coffee, then you're more than welcome to go on over to Canfield Corner Coffee Company, get you a bag. We're about to start pushing it heavier, just because The way it's set up is a little odd, in my opinion. I don't really care for the way it's set up, but it's the way we have to do it right now. So, let's say you go over to our website, you go to buy a bag of coffee. What it does is it takes your order out of our bank account. Then, once your payment clears, it puts the money back in our account, which is fine if you got 1 or 2 people ordering coffee. But if I put this out to the world and say 1,000 people go to buy a coffee and we only got $200 in the bank account, then obviously there's a whole lot of those orders that aren't going to go through. Like I said, we ain't rich people, okay? We don't live paycheck to paycheck, but we live dang close to it. So we're working on getting a little surplus set up and then open up an actual business banking account, and all of the coffee stuff will then go through there, and all of the money we make off the coffee will go back into that account, and it will just stay there and kind of let it grow on its own. So I guess that's a little plug for our own business, but y'all want to go get some coffee if you like fresh coffee. It's roasted and ground and bagged when you order. It's got a bunch of different kinds. My personal favorite too would be Mule Kick, because it's a fully caffeinated plus max caff everything. It'll get you going in the morning. Named after the mules, of course. Then we have a breakfast blend coffee that's called Cockadoodle Brew. Those are my 2 favorites. Now, I also like Farmhand, which is they consider it a cowboy blend, but what's a cowboy blend coffee? It's a good coffee. It tastes fine, but I don't necessarily consider it cowboy. You know what I mean? So it's all right. Excuse me. I probably won't edit that out, so just so y'all know. But y'all want to get some coffee going over there? You don't like coffee? Hey, we have espresso also, and I know some people are going to say, hey, espresso is coffee, and I'm going to say, hey, no it ain't, because coffee is black, hot, in a cup, from a pot. Not 1 cup at a time and all that, and that's just my personal thing, so y'all don't have to agree with that. But we also got tea. There's a whole bunch of different teas in there. Some of them I've tried, some of them I have not. And it's not that I haven't tried them because I don't like them. I'm not very much of a tea drinker. Amanda drinks a lot more tea than I do. We got a new decaf coffee in. We just put out a Mexican chocolate coffee because some people told us, hey, that's a really good seller. We put it out, sold about 10 bags and haven't sold any since. So I don't know if that one is going to stick around or if we're going to get rid of that one. I don't know. That's kind of the trick on it, is you got to, things kind of ebb and flow, and right now, this time of year, not a whole lot of people drink hot coffee. If that's the case, we do have a cold brew coffee on there, if that's what you're into. I've had it. I don't care for it. It tastes fine, but it's cold, and I don't like cold coffee. That's just me. We have a decaf. It tastes fine. I drink coffee more just to have something to drink. I don't drink it for the caffeine, but I'm just not a big decaf coffee drinker. We have a really dark roast coffee. Some people think that dark roast coffee is stronger than light roast or medium roast, and it's actually the opposite of that, because the longer you roast a coffee bean, the more oils you're basically cooking out of it. And the oils and everything that are in the coffee bean, that's what actually has the caffeine. So, some people don't like light roast coffee because they say it's too light and it gives them heartburn or acid reflux. And that's because your lighter coffee is more acidic, but it also has more caffeine in it. Your darker roasted coffee can start to taste bitter because it's actually burnt. I mean, you're really burning the coffee beans, which is actually kind of a funny deal because this coffee doesn't actually come from a bean. It's actually the seed pit of something that's called a coffee cherry. So anyway, a little bit of coffee vomit there. But you know, y'all want to go on over to Canfield Corner Coffee, look around. I ask that you don't buy too much all at one time and make us go broke, but if you do, you do, and we'll find a way to deal with that. Yeah. Got the axle back to the house, got it unloaded, fed all the animals, went inside, cleaned up real quick, left the Gladiator at the house. Now we're in my Jeep, and we are on the way to the hospital, which is why we had to kind of rush today. Didn't get a whole lot of stuff to, I mean, I took a lot of video. I don't know what I was going to wind up in the edit to get in here, but I am on the way to the hospital because that's where Amanda is and that's where I need to be. So we're going to end this now. Sorry about the sunshine just coming in, but we're going to end this now and I will talk to y'all later.